how to slash your advertising costs and keep more profit. Well, the job of your advert is to hail down your customer and to do it in such a way that you do not physically have to be there. Your advert should be your promotional person, out there in all the places you cannot physically be at, and your advert should say enough to get the customer's attention, effectively tap them on the shoulder, and also give them a good reason why they have been tapped on the shoulder. So now we know your advert is a promotional person, in a sense. It makes sense now to think about how much we are paying them. This is how most people have been taught to think about advertising. If you ask most business people about the reasons they advertise, the general reasons that pop up are nice fluffy phrases like to get exposure, or to tell people, so people know that we're still around, or still the best, to build a brand of my business, or to look at my fancy logo. Another suggestion would be, well, all of my other competitors advertise, so I think I should do also. Now, I hear phrases like that all the time from my clients who are all small to medium-sized business owners, and it is easy to fall into this trap when it comes to advertising, because most of the advertising we see all around us is of that nature. Most advertising we see is designed to get companies the exposure they want, let people know the company's still around, build the brand of the business, to stay visible like the competitors. So, however, there's an important thing to remember. Most of the advertising we see on television, on billboards, and generally all around us are from companies and large businesses with bottomless pockets. In other words, large budgets that allow them to play with concepts and paint pretty pictures with their advertising space. The small to medium-sized business owner with a limited budget does not have this luxury and cannot afford to paint pretty pictures with their advertising, and nor should you want to, even if you get some big payday someday. No, the small to medium-sized business owner should always be focused on getting the best value for their money. And in the case of placing adverts, this means the advertising space they buy should get them the most possible customers for the amount they spend. Let me ask you a question. You already place adverts, right? Okay, how much business are those adverts bringing in? Do you know the answer to that question? Well, this question is important, especially when you are now thinking about your adverts as living, breathing, promotional salespeople. You have to start getting into the mindset of making your adverts earn their keep. Are they bringing people in? If you find that they are bringing people in, why are your customers responding to your adverts? And how do you know it is your adverts they are responding to? Let me back up just a second. Let me back up a bit. You are paying your hard-earned money to place an advert. So let's assume that you placed an advert in the Yellow Pages and the price you paid for that advert was £1,000. Over the year, you know the advert got 100 people to pick up the phone and call into your business. So here's a question for you. How much does it cost you to get a customer to call into your business? In other words, how hard is your advert working to hail down your customers and give them a good enough reason to take time out of their day and pick up the phone to ring you? £1,000 divided by 100 equals £10 per customer inquiry. This means you are paying £10 to get a customer to call your business. Your advert is bringing in one customer for every £10 you pay for it. This is a very important number because it tells you how hard your advert is working, and it highlights the reason you should measure the effectiveness of your adverts. You measure your advertising to, number one, find out how hard your adverts are working. Number two, it ensures that you can improve on your previous results and pay less to get your customer in, which means more profit to you. So allow me to explain. If you could pay over the next year only £800 for an advert in the Yellow Pages, and that same advert brought in 100 new customers over the next year, your new result would be £800 divided by 100, which would give you £8 per customer. This means you are now paying £2 less for your advert and still bring in the same amount of business. The mindset you want to get into for your advertising is one of a slave driver. Ideally, you want to pay next to zero for your adverts, and you want your adverts to perform like champion racehorses at the same time. This is what kept the pharaohs rich in ancient Egypt. Why not you and your business today? And of course, spending less money for an advert means you have more money to either put into other parts of your business, buy more advertising, and increase your business's exposure, or treat yourself to a pay rise. And getting more people to respond to the same advert obviously means more business to you and more profits.